mom that you meet at the park or even your friend probably won't tell you because they don't want to scare you. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today's video is going to be about all those things that people will not tell you when it comes to pregnancy, delivery, and after delivery. I'm talking about the nitty-gritty, the ugly, the not so fun parts about having a baby. People won't talk about it because it's not fun. So if you're squeamish, if you don't want to know about all of the ugly truths when it comes to pregnancy, delivery, and after, this is not the video for you. However, if you are a mom-to-be or just someone who's curious about what really goes on with your body when you're having that baby, then stay tuned. I am going to share all of the truths with you so that you are prepared, so that we can start a conversation about what really happens, about real life. So let's jump right in, get started, because I believe that this is going to be a fun video. I will try not to get too graphic. However, this is real life. Having a baby is not as easy as maybe some people make it out to be, because there are a lot of things that happen that mom that you meet at the park or even your friend probably won't tell you because they don't want to scare you. Well, I wish that I would have known some of these things, so I'm going to share them with you. The first thing is the tatas. Your boobs will never be the same. And I'm talking everything about them will never be the same. They stretch out so that they can feed that baby, and that is amazing. However, they give you stretch marks that it makes it look like Freddy Krueger put his hand down your shirt and tried to feel you up. I'm talking red, big stretch marks. Hopefully, you already have larger boobs, because I was on the small end. They stretched to size D, and yeah, stretching causes stretch marks. Also, your nipples will also never be the same. They will get big. They will get cracked when you're breastfeeding. It's not fun. It's not pretty. And people don't tell you how much it's going to hurt and how big they're going to get and how much they're going to stretch. And when they're done being stretched out and you're done breastfeeding and you're done with pregnancy and everything, they go back down. So it's like that Knocked Up, if you've seen the movie Knocked Up, where the woman says they go down and they stay down. True story. Absolutely true. They will go down and they will stay down until maybe you get a procedure that lifts them back up or you're pregnant again. Now, the stretch marks do go away. However, they don't completely go away. You do see them. They're just not red and big and swollen, but they're there forever. So you have to get used to it. It's the joys of having a baby, but it's something that people don't talk about. So there you go. Your boobs will never be the same, but it's okay. It is okay because you have that sweet little baby. Now, I have notes down here that I'm looking at. The second thing is something called lightning crotch. It's not fun. I remember talking with my girlfriends that didn't have babies, and they were like, ooh, that sounds exciting. No, it's not exciting. It's the pressure of the baby's head pinching a nerve of some sort, and it feels exactly how it sounds. Lightning goes through your lady parts. It is so uncomfortable, and it happens when you're least expecting it. I mean, you're sitting there on the couch and all of a sudden you lift your whole body up like, ah! You might scream, and that's totally okay because it's lightning in your crotch. Not fun. Had no idea that this was even something that happened because no one talks about it. My doctor didn't tell me. My mom didn't. Nobody told me, because it's something that you probably don't even really remember after having the baby until someone brings it up. And then you say, oh, yeah, I remember that. No fun. Happens a lot towards the end, I think, because they're just right there on all your nerves. But it is not a fun thing, and be prepared. If you're brand new pregnant, be prepared for that shooting pain, and it feels like it goes from all the way down and out. And like I said, will happen when you're not ready to take care of it or like move your body into a different position or anything. So just be ready. Not fun, but it happens. Now, the next thing, when you actually go into labor, say your water breaks. Like mine, my water broke first. Didn't have any contractions or anything. Water breaking does not happen like it does in the movies. It's not one big whoosh and oh, all your water's on the floor. No, it is like you're peeing yourself constantly. Mine went for 20 plus hours of this peeing myself, and there was still more fluid to come out with the baby. So be ready for any kind of water coming out. Your water can be broken by the doctor and you're still leaking for a long time. I remember the nurse telling me, oh honey, that's normal. A lot of people just constantly leak. It's not one big thing that comes out. Had no idea. Society does not show that. People don't really talk about when their water broke unless they're explaining their birth story. So I really think that it's something that women need to be maybe told by their doctors, like, hey, this could happen, or oh, this could happen. At least my doctor didn't tell me anything. I have found out that my doctor's not really like that. She didn't share a bunch of things. I kind of found out afterwards. But hopefully your doctor or somebody tells you, or you hear it from me, your water does not break like it does on the TV. Now, there might be people saying it happened like that for me. That's great. But I just want to share that it doesn't always go like that. So, water's broken, gone into labor, and the baby is coming. Like, he's right there, ready to push. Well, when you're pushing that baby out, guess what your body does? Stretches. I mean, think about it. A baby's head has to come out there. Not pretty. It's not pretty. It's amazing, but it's not pretty. And so things like to tear, especially if you have a baby with a very large head. That guy did. Now, I know this is something that you might not want to talk to people about, like ask them, oh, did you tear or did you tear? What's it all about? However, you might want to get a little information before you go in totally blinded and you tear completely open, because they have to stitch you back up. And in my case, my epidural didn't work, so I felt absolutely everything. And the doctor that delivered my baby did not realize that my epidural wasn't working, so I felt every stitch and pull. And I know all you women out there are cringing, just like a guy does when someone gets hit in the balls. Yes, I felt everything. So it's something that does happen. And it happens, I think, for most women, at least a little bit. You can have mild to severe. And I was right in the moderate. And it's not fun. It's so not fun, but it's something that you need to be aware of. I know that there's techniques to stretch everything out, get it ready for delivery. Wish I would have done so much more of that. Maybe it would have helped. Maybe it was just the doctor not helping the baby come. Not exactly sure. But it's something that does happen, and it happened to me, and I really hope that next time it's not as bad, because it's really painful. And it's not just when it's happening, it's for 6 weeks later. You are still recovering, and it's been 9 months and I'm still recovering in a certain way. So be prepared. Things rip. Joys of having a baby. So you've done that. You've had the baby. You come home and it's been like 3 or 4 days later. You look down and you can't recognize your own feet. Seriously. I was so swollen after having him that I could not recognize my own feet. I would push on my skin and I couldn't feel the bone. Like, there was so much fluid built up in my legs. Not sure if that's just from having him or if it was from sitting in a hospital bed for days. It took 20 hours to deliver him. However, I was in the hospital for a few days after that. And my feet just got so bad. Couldn't wear any shoes. None of my shoes fit. Couldn't even put flip-flops on. They were so swollen. And I asked my mom, my grandma, everybody, why are my feet so big? And they couldn't answer me. I Googled it. Very common. Extremely common. It's also common to be swollen everywhere. Retaining water, it happens during pregnancy and it really happens after. You just have to drink tons of water to help cleanse it all out. And it did eventually go away. It took almost 2 weeks for mine to go away. But as long as your feet aren't turning like purple and there's no like cutting off of circulation, it's totally normal. Wah! My mind was blown that it was normal to be so big. I didn't have ankles, what they call cankles. I was swollen from knees down to my toes. My fingers were a little bit swollen, but oh, my feet, and they hurt, they ache. Not pleasant, but it does go away. That is the only good thing I can say about all that swelling. Now, like I mentioned before, healing after having a baby. It takes so much time. You think, oh, well, after my 6 weeks, I'm going to be right back to normal and my doctor's going to give me the okay for sexual activities or anything that I want to exercise. Your body heals at its own pace. If you're a fast healer, that's amazing. But trust me, it's 9 months later and my body is finally feeling almost completely back to normal. Down there is never going to be the same. That tearing and just stretching, and it's never going to be the same. And I understand that. But didn't realize just how intense healing is. It's not just that 6 weeks. It's, like I said, up until now, healing is a very long process and you will eventually heal. But you took 9 months to create this life and it took however many hours to get that little person into this world. It will take time for you to heal. And I wish I would bounce back just like that, because then I'd have a bunch of babies. But you don't. Reality takes a long time and it's hard. That first week of coming home with that baby, the baby was fine. Yes, doing the normal baby stuff every 2 hours, but healing was so bad. I was in so much pain. That first week, when I tell people, I say that was the worst week of my life. Best week, because I have a brand new baby and I'm so in love. Worst week, worst pain I've ever been in. I couldn't even walk. Don't know if it's because I have a really low threshold for pain, but everything's stiff. I mean, think about it. You just pushed a watermelon out of a tiny little place. So it hurts. Be prepared. It's not fun healing, but they do prescribe amazing ibuprofen. And I only needed it for the first week. And I only took it like the doctor told me to. You have to be very careful about that. And I kept on top of taking care of myself because it does help and you will get through it. All of these things are not fun, but they need to be talked about. You need to know what's going to happen. Wish I would have been told this whole list of things. However, a lot of people probably don't want to scare the new moms, and I get that. It's not a good topic to talk to your family about, but it needs to be done. Find a friend or somebody that's had a baby and just kind of ask them those tough questions. They either will tell you the answer or they won't. So I really hope that you listen to this video and maybe you take something from it, or just prepare, get in your mind, okay, this is going to happen to my body, or this might happen. This is not the story for every single person. I do want you to realize that. But I have a feeling the majority of women do go through this, because now, being 9 months later, I'm hearing stories from everybody that I know. It's like, where were you 9 months ago when this baby was going to come out? Why didn't you tell me? So now my future self knows what's going to happen. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Like I said, I really hope I didn't gross anybody out. I tried not to go into too much detail, but it's for real. This is real life. Having a baby is real life. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, leave me a comment. I would love to hear any stories from you guys. Maybe you have some questions for me, and I will try to answer as much as I can. So I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.